everybody? Back for another Terraria stream. I'm gonna leave Facecam off again for like the third week in a row. For the same reason as last week, I'm eating, and I have kind of a big breakfast, so I don't want to be gross on camera. I already started eating, so I've already scarfed some of it down, so it won't be that bad. But still, I've got some chicken, some leftover chicken from the other day. It's got a lot of sauce and stuff on it, so it's kind of messy. Got some watermelon, some crackers, coffee, and a can of sparkling water. I really don't need all that for the moment, but I just haven't eaten today, so space that out next couple of hours. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. If I remember correctly, last week worked on the arena jungle for Queen Bee, and we're basically just going to spend the next hour or however long it takes us fighting her. I said I would do some stuff off stream if I needed to, and there wasn't really anything to be done. I just had to put some campfires in the arena, and I created the last of the potions required from the alchemy table and the blood orbs, which I believe, if I remember correctly, was unlimited luck. And honestly, that might have been it. I think it was just that one. Oh, and the wormhole. No, teleportation. That's the one. I made luck and teleportation. I've got those in here now, so I should be getting those benefits, or at least the luck benefit. The teleportation one, you just use it and it teleports you to a random place in the map. So probably not going to use it all that much. A cool idea, but I just don't really need it. We can have some fun with it later if we want. We're still going to be rocking this Shade Thrower and the Shade Rain Staff. I don't really have a reason not to. Yeah, we'll go ahead and fight Queen. I was about to say Queen Slime again. Queen Bee for the rest of the episode, if necessary. If not, the rest of the next one as well. Drop all that off. I really need all this. I don't think we had a shroom minecart before though, so I'll go ahead and put that on. I'll just sell most of the rest. I'm being honest, I haven't shaved in a while either, so kind of probably a good idea for me not to have my face cam on anyways. Haven't been grooming as I should be. I feel fine. I'm not sick or anything. I know my voice sounds kind of like raspy. I'm trying to think of the word. Like it's got a bubble. Like I've got a bubble in my throat or something. I think that's just because I don't do vocal warm-ups. And like I said, I started eating already. So that probably is why. So apologies about that. Yeah, let's just go ahead and start this boss fight. I don't know exactly how it's going to go. I think we're going to keep on the ranged build. I think I talked about this a little bit last week. The only thing we can really use, I think, effectively, consistently, is probably going to be the Shade Thrower, Flare Bolt, and the Magna Cannon. Because Queen Bee moves so quickly that we kind of have to use this because of the projectile speed on these bullets. Otherwise, we're gonna miss her a lot if we use like the Star Cannon, the Hellwing Staff, Shade Rain Staff, or the Space Gun. So let's go ahead and try this stuff out. The Flare Bolt is kind of non-intuitive because it's probably the slowest out of all of our weapons, but it does bounce off of walls, so you know we can start using that if we so choose. Maybe. Go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna start out using Magna Cannon. So we have this entire arena space available to us now. If you remember from last week, we do have like this corner up here, this little section up here. I think there's another one down here that technically falls outside of the jungle. But we might, you know, be in a bit of danger if we go over there, but generally we should be pretty much fine. Now, we were able to take her down to about half health before we even finished the arena. So I don't really think we're going to struggle too much during this boss fight. Seems like we're doing pretty well right now, all things considered. I did kind of anticipate that. I think for the most part, just about every boss until hard mode is probably going to be a bit easier than the Hive Mind, if I'm honest. That boss was way too unfair for no reason. Now, to be honest though, she is getting really quick here, and there's a lot of projectiles, so I don't know, I might be speaking too early here. Ah, okay. That was not a bad attempt. I didn't really see what we got down to, but it looked like about a third, maybe. Down to her last quarter of health, maybe. Not bad. Go again. Seems like we are gonna struggle to hit her a lot if we're not careful, just because of how fast she is. Go again. Try using the Flare Bolt a little bit to get some ricochets off the wall. See how that does. And I kind of wish I ate before I started the stream. I was doing some file management on my laptop. And I finished an entire folder worth of files, which is really satisfying and pretty nice, but kind of took up about like 30-40 minutes of my time. You know, of course, before that I had a shower. And I woke up around like, I think like 9 or something, so it's not like the earliest. I didn't wake up at like 7. I didn't use my whole morning to do stuff. Probably should start doing that at some point. But today in particular, I did go to bed really late for no reason. I just couldn't sleep until like 4 or 5 in the morning for some reason. So that wasn't really an option for me today, but, you know, I should probably start doing that at some point. Just to, you know, have more hours in my day. But yeah, I did some file management after my shower. It took a while to do that. I did get through an entire folder, like I said. Um, Real satisfying. But did not give me a lot of time to eat or, you know, ready for stream, get my brain ready for stream. I'm probably just gonna have to keep doing this for a while until we break through and see some patterns or something in the boss fight. All right, let's continue. I don't really see any reason to change our strategy. It seems like it's fine. We just have to keep doing it so we kind of get a good grasp of her movement and the way she spawns projectiles and stuff like that. But this is definitely less intense than Hive Mind, even if it's, you know, even if we do still struggle a little bit. And I really feel like our weapons are not great for this fight, which might be our biggest downfall here. Really don't want to resort to having to use like minions or sentries or something like that, but our stuff just doesn't seem all that great for this. Oh, we could go back to the fungicide though, because that has homing bullets. We could start using that again. That might help. The Sky Glaze probably wouldn't be that great here because projectiles do move fairly slowly, and it probably wouldn't work in this arena since it's underground. So let me go and get the fungicide again. We'll try that out. I don't know, maybe we can use like a bow, an arrow later, if we find a good enough combo. I guess we can scrounge around for some magic weapons. I do still have to create some area light stuff, so we do still have some options to craft new weapons if we need to. I did collect some more area light off stream. I just went up to an island and grabbed like 200 bars worth or something like that. But I did not craft anything, so we still have a lot of stuff we could do that might help us. Alright, yeah, this does feel a lot better than what we were doing. It feels like I can actually focus on dodging. Oh! There's our adrenaline. We almost had that. Probably going to take a little bit longer than using any other weapon, but that's alright. As long as we can keep dodging, we're fine. Thinking I should maybe keep her around here if I can. That way I can hit the wall and the ceiling, so my shots just home in towards her automatically. I just don't want to enrage her by moving her into the corruption. Pretty sure she would just move even quicker. Not what we want. Oh! Oh, okay. Okay, she's moving quicker. For sure, she's moving quicker. Alright, let's just kite her around the arena and not play around so much. These, those like circles of thorns right there that she shoots out are so hard to dodge for some reason. I don't know why. It almost feels like they should be pretty easy to dodge, but they're not. Oh, I got a good one in there. Oh, okay. Oh god, she's getting quicker and quicker. And she's shooting out more thorns, more enemies, more bees and everything. I wonder if she has a set amount of charges that she does. I haven't been counting. Thinking back to like the Eye of Cthulhu. That guy has a certain amount of charges he does per phase. But I don't know if that's the case for Queen Bee. Seems like it's fine though, the fungicide. We're getting a bit more familiar with her patterns, which is a good thing. Like I said, we just keep at it, and we should be getting closer and closer until we beat her. Okay, so it looks like in the beginning, she charges twice, and then she starts to charge, I think, 3 times later, maybe even 4. I'm gonna have to keep track of when that changes. And I do have adrenaline pills on, so those should be helping with, like, you know, more damage with adrenaline. But it is hard to get adrenaline during this fight, I'm realizing. At least for me. Not quite that good at dodging. Okay, she's still charging twice. She's past a quarter of her health lost, so that's good to know. She's just spawning more thorns and more enemies, I think. I'm guessing she's gonna get more aggressive once I take her past half life. Or 50% of her life, I should say. go. Let's go ahead and see. Adrenaline. Here we go. Yeah, she's starting to shoot out those thorn rings now. 1, 2. Okay, so still 2 charges, but she is. Her attacks are getting more aggressive, but her charge pattern is still the same. You know what? I'm kind of glad we made this this big arena now that I'm actually fighting her. I didn't think we'd need it, but it looks like we kind of do. Oh, I think we've hit the threshold. Two, there's 3, yeah. So once she gets to the last quarter of her health. Okay. So it's seeming like we're dealing with spawning more enemies past the first quarter of health, spawning thorn rings past half health, and then past the third quarter of health, she charges quicker and she charges 3 times instead of twice, while also spawning in more thorns more often. I think we can do it. It might be a little tricky to stay alive during that last quarter, especially with the fungicide. But I don't know. We can maybe switch off to the shade thrower. Maybe do some good work with that. But we do have to get fairly close to her, which is not ideal. Or maybe we can just switch off every time we use Rage or Adrenaline, so we get a good DPS boost for a couple seconds. Maybe that'll work. I'll try that. Oh yeah, it's doing some good numbers. Oh, come on. Where are my hearts? I should be getting... I feel like I should be getting more hearts than I am. Ooh! Ooh, okay. We're back in it. We're back in it. Place for a moment. Come on. Woo. Okay, yeah, this is pretty tricky, must say. All right, there's that. Oh, I was about to say there's that last quarter, but everything kind of is knocking me around the arena a lot. Take a quick bite of my food. Ants in my room, get to it. Alright. Yeah, I definitely think we can do this. It did seem like the fight was progressing faster. When we, you know, when we switched off to the, to the Shade Thrower, every time we, used Rage. So I'll keep doing that. Probably gonna have to get used to, you know, her patterns changing more quickly every time I do that, though, so we'll try to do that well. It might also be beneficial for me to switch out stress pills for the fungal clump. Because, I mean, the fungal clump does give us a little bit of life steal. It's not much, but it's something. And, you know, it's just that much extra damage and crowd control as well. So that might be helpful. It's also kind of weird getting used to the bundle of balloons that I have on now. Because each jump has a different height now, a different, like, speed to it. Like that first sandstorm in a bottle has a different speed than the cloud in a bottle, than the blizzard in a bottle, and then all of that has a different speed than the Terra Spark boots. So it's all kind of like I'm having to manage my movement in a different way than I had to before. It's a bit odd. And I have to time each jump as well. I can't just hold down the jump button and do that. I have to time each one. So if I fudge some jumps, it's not good. Ah. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna switch out for Fungal Clump, because we're not getting Adrenaline anyways at this rate. Help me out, please, please. The Inferno Potion effect is helping out with the bees, which I'm grateful for, but some of them still do slip through, which do mess up my momentum. So that is pretty annoying, I'll say. Gotta be the most annoying part of boss fights so far, across the entire early game. We just get knocked back by some random enemies that we can't really manage all that well. Alright, just finishing up that piece of chicken that I had. And got some wet wipes here for myself. I'll go for another few attempts, and if we don't make any progress, or just beat her, I'm gonna go ahead and head up, not head up, but I'm gonna check out what we can build with Aerialite again. I remember there were a few weapons we could make for ourselves. And if I had to guess, I would guess some of them probably would do well against this boss.